Cantina live. I'm obviously not alone, and I am on the road. I am live from Nashville. Welcome to Machtails live from the road, episode 16. It's been a clusterfuck of a day. I made a split last-minute decision to come to ICC Con last night at 7 o'clock with my good friends, Tyler, Brian, who's now a producer. Welcome, producer Brian, to his first live show. And also Todd Sedlak. We're here having a good time, yeah?
Yeah.
It was a long ride in the car, doing this live show, trying to work out these bugs. I got a lot of guests on the show, got a lot of moving parts. I am glad I am not high right now because there are too many moving parts that would have really derailed the train. But I want to thank all my guests, all my Patreon members, especially Dale Morris, who just joined, my old friend at the last hour as well, to keep the streak alive, Matt Meek, Slayer Rules, as I know, he's a big Slayer fan. I have a good story to tell you guys on the exclusive podcast about my friend Matt. $2 gets you in as a podcast member. $5 gets you inside the Wampa Cave. I have an old friend, Mark Thrasher, Patreon member, that gave me the idea to do a little show and tell from the Patreon members himself. He's going to be joining us today, but I do want to welcome my good friend, John Drake, from the Nerf Herder Council. John, you get this, right? You understand all these moving parts. You understand the clusterfuck of a production.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
this is why you're not doing a live show from Celebration, because you want to enjoy yourself, right?
I think the moving parts for us to do a live show at Celebration would be our wrists, elbows, and our livers. And those are the moving parts that would preclude us from doing a live show at Celebration.
Yeah, the liver is going to go through a little wear and tear.
Yep.
It's going to go through the asteroid field at Celebration. But hey, happy Friday to you, John. Thank you for joining us early. We were going to go live at 7 o'clock.
Cheers. I'm drinking a craft beer with my Machtails Patreon subscriber coaster here.
I appreciate that, and I appreciate your long time support. You know, I wanted to talk to you because I'm getting excited about Star Wars Celebration. It is, 30 days away? Not even? It's probably
not even,
24 days, yep. 28 days away. But anyways, a big part of Star Wars Celebration, to me, from the past, is the music. Star Wars Celebration 1 was Ahmed Best live on stage with his band, which was amazing. Celebration 2 had a Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra, played John Williams music. Celebration 3 was probably my favorite, with Jay Lagaya, who played Captain Typho. He did a live jazz big band thing, and there was a band called Palette. Palette might have been a little bit more up your alley. They were heavier, thrashier. Okay. They were featured in the Heart of an Empire, the Alvin Johnson 501st documentary. That's why they were there. But they have not had live music in a long time. So then they brought back they started Forcella. Now you guys are in your third year. How important is the music element at Celebration to you? And tell me a little bit more about Forcella.
Well, I mean, Forcella it's run by a buddy of mine named Spencer, and we met him at Brando's in Chicago. And basically, we just went there. I was in a karaoke competition, and we hit it off. And AJ and I basically said, hey, why don't we go hang out after this? And as is wont to happen when AJ and I hang out at Celebration, we dragged them all over hell and gone to a couple hotel rooms. Police were involved almost. We ended up in somebody's room we don't know. They were like, everybody take your pants off. We're going to walk around in our underwear and drink. And we said, okay. And then 5 minutes later, someone said, hey, the cops are going to come. We're like, yeah, I think the pants are going back on. So we hauled ass, got out of there. And I've kept in touch with Spencer ever since. And he's doing the Boone to Eve Classic on May 25th. At Biggs in Fullerton, and he's doing another karaoke competition. Your very good friend Sean Hines is actually in the competition, The Vandalorian. And it's a big event, man. He's got a whole bunch of actors, Star Wars actors that are coming out to be guest judges. Misty Rosas, who was Kuiil and Frog Lady in Mandalorian, she's going to be judging. Kevin Thompson, who played Chubray in Return of the Jedi. A whole bunch of people. Dominic Pace. So it's going to be a blast, man. It's going to be fun. And in terms of the music of Star Wars, for me, like, I'm a musician. It's my hobby. It's what I do outside of having a regular day job. And the music of Star Wars is just, as much as the movies are kind of like the visual palette, it's what we think of, when we're talking about Star Wars, like, oh man, remember the asteroid field, or, remember, the Battle of Scarif. Like, the music is so strong that when one piece of Star Wars music comes on, I know you get this, Chris, like, you just know exactly what part of the movie and what movie it's from. And you're like, oh, I remember this part. Like, oh, it gives you that emotional background. So, I mean, the music of Star Wars it might be the most important part, because that's the anchor to everything. It's what gives you that feeling. I mean, if you watch Star Wars scenes on mute, it doesn't feel the same without that John Williams score. It's just different.
Oh, amen. Or the Michael Giacchino score. I must remind everybody as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, amen to that, man. I believe that if you took the music out of the Star Wars movies, the emotion is at that point, I would say, completely gone. I know there might be some people that might argue that, but that you as a musician, you get that. Brian Klein, he plays music as well. It's one of those things that it drives the emotion, it drives the feeling. And I do need to remind people that May 25th is not only the Boonta Eve Classic, it is also the RFR Bash that's happening at the rooftop. Well, where's that at? What's the name of it? The fifth, which is across the street from Disneyland, not Disney World.
It's also Chris Mack's birthday.
Yeah, it's my birthday. Thank you. I didn't have to do a shameless plug there.
There you go.
I did not have to do a shameless plug. And I have to remind you guys, May 25th is the real Star Wars Day. Hands down.
Star Wars Jedi Solo.
Yeah, Star Wars Jedi Solo. Should have been Obi-Wan, but for some reason, May 27th is now the release date. So, John, I got to tell you, I am excited about Day One at Celebration. A lot of my friends are going to Disneyland. I did not want to miss Day One at Celebration. Attack of the Chords is a panel that's going to focus on the music of Attack of the Clones. Yay or nay, the lead guitar that John Williams used, I think we might have talked about this on your show, Nerf Herder Council. Yep. Yay or nay on that bit?
I'm fine with it. I mean, anytime you can put in some ripping lead guitar, why not?
That's looking like a true Van Halen fan right there.
Damn right, man.
How do people check out your band? I know you're still performing today, unlike me. I've kind of turned it into the visual thing. But how do people check out your music?
Well, it is just a cover band, but it's called Brother Believe Me.
But that's what people love. What do you guys cover?
So the tagline is literally everything but country. So we will literally go from The Weeknd to Tom Petty to Metallica to Alice in Chains to CeeLo Green to Journey to Styx. I mean, it's literally everything. Like the stuff like I sing, and so the wide variety of stuff I have to cover. It's difficult, but it's a blast because you get to do all these crazy different things. So it's really fun. Like I said, it's called Brother Believe Me. We're out of Lima, Ohio, which is like a little podunk town to the west of me here in Cleveland. It's my wife's hometown. Got a lot of family and friends there. It's a blast. I'm actually playing a casino in Indiana tomorrow night. So we're not allowed to drink while we're on the clock. So we are smuggling alcohol in our bellies.
Like a true rock star.
Damn straight.
And go back to your friend that you met that is responsible for Forcella, the Boonta Eve Classic, I'll call it. That sounded more like a rock concert from the 1970s. All that shenanigans taking place. Hey, did you get a chance to watch Vinyl on HBO?
I actually have not seen that yet.
I highly recommend it. Somebody that spent as much time in the music business that I have, I highly recommend it. It'd be right up your alley.
Perfect.
It's a train wreck, a dumpster fire, and a boulevard of broken dreams.
Green Day reference. I like it.
I asked you if you were familiar with three albums. And speaking about music, Star Wars related, the Jar Jar, I'm sorry, not the Jar Jar Jam, that was Celebration 1. You unfortunately were not there. But the
Rub it in.
Trotter Trio, which was a jazz trio album. Also, Evil Genius put out Cocktails from the Cantina, or in the Cantina, kind of inspired the name of my In the Cantina, kind of inspired the name of the show a little bit. And also, the other one was Star Wars Break Beats,
Yes.
which was a huge album during Celebration 1. John, I sent you the album covers. You said, I'm not familiar with these, but these look terrible. You said that you would give it a listen. I want to hear you're scratching your head. You're rolling your eyes already. I know you're more of a Megadeth, Metallica, Van Halen guy, but what was your quick review on those three albums? Did you get a chance to give a listen?
Only a little skim here and there. I was super busy at work today. I'm actually training new employees. My department is growing. My company is growing, so job security. Man, not good. I expected it to not be good, but it was a cool take on familiar melodies, you know. So I mean, you got to give them that. Like, of course, I would prefer Galactic Empire. I absolutely love Galactic Empire, but
this paved the way. These albums paved the way for Galactic Empire.
I'm aware, but like we just said, whenever there's a spot for ripping lead guitar,
right,
and you can fit in ripping lead guitar with the asteroid field music from The Empire Strikes Back, I'm gonna kind of lean that way. So I
got that.
It was good. No, I mean it was good. It was just like it's not up my alley, but I was actually kind of laughing to myself at my desk, like my new hire sitting next to me, you know, across the wall. She's like, "What the heck are you giggling at?" I'm like, "You got to hear this stuff I'm listening to, man. This is crazy." So when I told her what it was, and she's like, "You go that far down the Star Wars rabbit hole?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." Because I've got a Vader helmet, I got a Stormtrooper helmet on my desk, I've got a Biker Scout bobblehead, Kylo Ren, all this Star Wars crap. So I'm the Star Wars guy at work. Not to mention my tattoos on my arm. And so she's like, "Man, you're really into this." I'm like, "Yeah." And this is really nerdy Star Wars stuff.
Hey, let me see some of those tattoos on your arm. I feel like this is new news to me. No, it's not. It's not. I remember that. I remember that in one drunken hazy episode. Hey, I got to tell you, your brother AJ says, "What's up, boys?"
Yep.
AJ, happy Friday to you. I'm looking forward to having a couple drinks with you at Celebration. And again, thank you for becoming a Patreon member. Rich Frendel says the music for Attack of the Clone panel seems like a joke. It is more reprocessed music than any other Star. You know what? I don't know, because there are some. Well, I kind of disagree with that. I think what Rich is saying, that there's some recycled music in there, but there's a lot of original music in there as well. I think all that music when he goes back to Anakin goes back to Tatooine, and and then he comes back with his mom in a body bag. I mean, that was just such powerful music.
Yeah.
And of course they recycled Duel of the Fates when he went to go try to save his mom. I'm still looking forward to it. It's the 20th anniversary of Attack of the Clones.
Yep.
Why the hell is Tamora Morrison not listed as a guest yet? I have no idea. Maybe that's going to be a May 4th announcement. John, the smoke is cleared. It's been 20 years. What was your take on Attack of the Clones back when you first saw it, and what is your take on it now?
I loved it when I first saw it, and I still love it. I am one of those few people that I will fight for that movie tooth and nail. If I'm going to rank the movies, of course, it's going to be near the bottom, but not because I don't like it. My least favorite is The Force Awakens, because that movie just rehashed A New Hope. But the cool thing about Attack of the Clones, I mean, we all agree the dialogue's not great, the love story's clunky, whatever, but it is the most unique Star Wars movie that pretty much in the Skywalker saga in a way, because, it's almost like a whodunit. It's like a mystery movie. It's a very different type of a plot than you get from the other movies. And I loved it. I thought it was like completely out of left field, kind of like The Last Jedi was completely out of left field, very different. And you know what? It's, for all of its faults, it's still a Star Wars movie, and it's fun as hell. You get Obi-Wan Kenobi fighting Jango Fett. You get, the speeder chase through Coruscant, the bowels of Coruscant. There's all this crazy stuff in there, and Anakin, you really start seeing him going from, you saw him being kind of a prick in the beginning, but then you really start seeing that, okay, you could see where that slide into the darkness is coming from, near the end, especially with like, the Tusken Raiders. I love it. It's a really fun movie. You get to see the beginning of the Clone Wars. I mean, which, who doesn't love that? They could have had some little PP battle, but no, they're like, nope, it's a Clone Wars. Boom, here's everything. Like, that was awesome. So I love it. I think it's a fun movie. I think it gets a bad rap. I understand the shortcomings of it, but I think it gets a bad rap, man. I'm a fan.
Well, I think it was like episode 1, in regards of like the finest wine gets better with age. Yep. I feel, and every wine ages differently. I feel like Attack of the Clones just had to age a little bit more. And yeah, it's hard to argue. It's hard to argue with that. My brother Brad Riverdale chimes in. It's hard to find a bad Star Wars soundtrack. Craig, I believe Craig is a fan of the Nerfer account, so I believe that's how he found our show. It says, "Hey, John and Chris, good to see you both. Love both of the shows. Thank you, Craig, for tuning in to not only Machtails, but the Nerfer Council. Hopefully we will see again sometime. Last time saw you both at Cleveland. You know what? I am always looking forward to the next party with the next Star Wars fan.
You know what he should do, Chris? You know what he should do since he loves your show? He should sign up to be a Patreon member.
Look, again, I'm not doing the shameless plugs here. My brother Brian reminded everybody that's my birthday on May 25th. John, you're telling Craig he should join my Patreon campaign. And it's growing. I have not lost anybody. It's just growing from this point. This is only the beginning. As they say from Attack of the Clones. Right. He guy says Across the Stars is pretty unique music for the saga. Yes, I agree with that. Here's a funny thing about Across the Stars. Across the Stars, I used at my first wedding. A lot of my listeners know that I'm remarried, happily remarried. But Across the Stars was one of those pieces of music. And John, you're a music junkie like me. Sometimes you have a moment of history tied in with the song, and it's hard to disconnect those two.
Yep.
Well, you know what? Across the Stars was one of those pieces of music that I was able to disconnect with my first marriage and still listen to that song today and be like, you know what? Yeah, like he guy says, it's a unique piece of music. Lots of good musical pieces on Geonosis as well.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Attack of the Clones, not to discard my brother Rich Brendel, who's going to be joining the show later. I think Attack of the Clones, maybe not the most powerful soundtrack, but to back up He Guy, I think a lot of that was unique. Todd, you think it's a fair statement?
Well,
Attack of the Clones was unique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. It does have this. The main theme actually hits. That's the one complaint that I have. If I have a complaint about Star Wars music, if you listen to the main theme from the sequel trilogy, it's almost like it's digital. And in the first 6, it comes out, but the new 3 movies come. I'm like, I'll never forget sitting there for episode 7 and the music quote unquote hit, and I went, "The hell was that? Is the volume down? What the?" And then I listened back to it in the car. Like I had the soundtrack. I was like, "Shit, that wasn't any good. Like, where's the bass? Where's the boom? Like, there's no boom."
Yeah. Your brother chimes in. Anakin's dark deeds.
Yes.
I get chills every
episode
time
3. The episode 3 soundtrack is phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Episode 3 soundtrack is great, man. Probably. You know what? It's hard to compete with episode 1 because I feel like John Williams' film score really drove that movie.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he drove episode 1, and that's what we needed because the hype was so grand to match those prequels, but John Williams made it feel like Star Wars. And Duel of the Fates is probably the best piece of music that John Williams ever wrote. But the Revenge of the Sith soundtrack is very, very hard to. It's hard to argue with the quality of that. John, I want to end your time on the show by saying your show is like mine. I reached out to you when they were doing a podcast stage at Celebration, and I want everybody to check out the Nerf Herder Council. And you guys aren't even asking for money like me. You don't even have a Patreon account, do you?
No.
You're doing it for free.
I just spend my money and do a show.
Spend your money, do a show. I love you for that. But you know what? I reached out to you and I said, hey, man, my show is not appropriate for the Star Wars Celebration audience as a whole. And we are going to do a live show on Sunday at Unsung Brewing, the last day of Celebration. And John, I asked you if you were going to do something at the Celebration stage. And what did you tell me?
No.
Oh, you've been banned for years, you said.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We get shot down. We actually talked about this the other night. Our idea for doing a show from Celebration is and this is a joke, everybody, so don't take this serious, but we went off on a tangent. But we decided that we're actually going to do live shows from Celebration, but our live show is going to be going to everybody else's podcast and just talking through theirs and doing a live commentary of their show. So while they're up there being like, yeah, Padme Amidala was so good in this, AJ and I would be like, no, he's wrong. She was terrible in that. What is he thinking? And purposely sit in the back where we're like completely exposed, where it's obvious who's talking in the back, and just do a live. Our show will be a live commentary of the other podcasts. And obviously we're not going to do that. We are joking, but it was pretty damn funny. If you think about it, it would be a funny idea. So, that's what we do on our show. We're not very serious.
Well, John, and obviously, I like to think that what I do, I don't take Mocktails from the Cantina. It's a fun, loose cannon show. I don't take myself seriously, but what I do, I take seriously, and I feel that same vibe about you and your show with your brother. Hey, man, I love you. Thank you for joining me on this Friday. Thank you
cheers.
For cheers, man. Thank you for spending the time and adjusting your schedule. And
sure.
I'm looking forward to seeing you and your brother. And I got to be careful with you guys because you guys have scared me about how shit-faced you get.
You're in for a treat. So I will take care of you. I promise it'll be okay. And before I go, I got one thing.
Yes.
Since you've got that dirty rat bird Mark Thrasher coming on, you tell him that the Ravens suck and the Cleveland Browns are coming for their asses. The hell with Baltimore. You got great seafood, but a dumbass football team. And your football team is there because of us in Cleveland. I love Mark. He's such a good friend. So, oh, you're muted. You muted yourself again.
I didn't.
There we go.
I'm here.
All right.
Mark is one of those guys that I met a long time ago. Then he met you, and then he completed this circle by coming back to me from your show. So looking forward to having him on. He's coming up next. Hey, John, thank you. Happy Friday. Looking forward to seeing you at Celebration, man. Take care, brother. Todd, we're at ICC.
Yes, we are.
And I apologize to the audience for that Pixar light that's behind you just shooting into the
Yeah, that is a bit blazing now, isn't it?
John, not John, Suds.
Suds.
I got so many names
Suds.
in front of me.
And you say you're not partaking of any recreational pharmaceuticals or anything like that?
Did somebody put something in my...
I think Tyler roofied your drink.
He might have. And I think the muting of all this, not the muting, but the delay of all these microphones, is kind of fucking with me. I think Tyler might have slipped a gummy in here.
Yeah, probably.
So, hey,
probably.
Suds.
Yes, sir.
Todd.
Yes.
Not John. I just said goodbye to John.
You got it right.
Hey, John, we got to do not John. Todd. Suds.
Yes.
I'm so glad I'm not high right now.
You can't tell.
I've been drinking a couple IPAs. I
Uh-huh.
wanted to do the drinking word of
Oh,
the show. I usually do this when we start.
yeah. What is it?
And hopefully you can catch up with us.
Celebration.
It's celebration. John, we are not at celebration. Why do I keep calling you
What
John?
the hell, man? We have lost all control here, folks.
Oh yeah.
Please ignore Chris. He has lost his mind.
As soon as the delay,
Uh-huh.
and you guys that have been watching this show for a long time, you never see me with these fucking earbuds in.
Nope.
And they're fucking with me right now.
Yeah.
Are you having fun at ICC?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Todd Sedlak?
Not John this time. Yeah, I walked the floor for a bit and saw for the VIPs today was VIP only access, and Ian McDiarmid, the Emperor, did a welcome to the con for all the VIPs. And as he's talking, I hear Obi-Wan heckling him. And I was like, where the hell is that coming from? And I look 4 seats to my right is James Arnold Taylor with a microphone in his hand, giving Ian McDiarmid a hard time in the Obi-Wan voice from the Clone Wars.
That is only an experience,
right,
that you could have here. I don't think you can have it at Celebration.
No, you definitely wouldn't. And it was like I walked the floor with Jimmy and Jason, and it was my first time meeting Jason Swank, and he's a great guy. He was.
You know what? I got to tell you, we are doing this show early.
Yeah,
we were supposed to go live at 7.
Yep.
But Jimmy Mac invited us out for dinner,
and
it's hard to say no to the Mac.
No.
And I just realized, too, why the hell was I wearing the earbuds when I was talking to you in the same room? I'm a musician. I should be able to have enough coordination to figure this shit out.
Right, exactly.
So, but what are you looking forward to the rest of the weekend?
I did a first initial lap around the floor, looking at all the collectibles and taking a look at. I'm big into the Funko Pops. And there's, I only started really collecting in the beginning of the pandemic. So there's a lot of holes.
It's a strange time to start collecting, right?
Well, I was in the house and I was working from home constantly. And it was a tough time. And I'm looking around my room and it's like, well, let's, how can we make this a little better? And I said, no, you know what? We need to Star Wars up this place. And so I started collecting, and granted, I don't have the same volume of collection that you have in the Wampa Cave,
I did not start collecting during the pandemic. I started in 1992.
Yeah. No, I definitely did not do that.
It was 30 years ago. Hard to believe that was 30 years ago, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, we're old.
Yeah, we're old. We're old. And
it was 4 years before Tyler was born.
Todd, Tyler's my brother's age, who was in the Force among us and the Force within us.
My wife Patty is watching it at home right now, and she says I still have too much. And
you have too much. She hasn't seen my house.
No, she has.
Oh, she has.
She has, and I texted. I did a panoramic picture of your basement, and she. What did she say? She said, "Let me be clear. Never." In all caps.
Hey, since we're speaking about collectibles, and I have my good friend Mark Thrasher in the green room. He's on standby. His video is not connected. While I'm waiting for him, Brian, what are you looking forward to? Well, first of all, we drove in this morning.
Hello there.
Make sure that mic is on, right?
Is this on?
Sure
yeah, you're good.
Because I would fuck that up. I really would. I really would. At this point in the game, I would fuck that up. But what are you looking forward to the most this weekend? This is a short weekend. This is not Star Wars Celebration where it's jam-packed from the front end to the back end. It's a little bit more like, hey, let's go out for dinner. Let's go sightsee downtown Nashville kind of thing, which thank you for the tour, by the way, today.
Oh, yeah. We got to see the Parthenon, and we got to eat at Sweats, which was, oh, my gosh.
Sweats is a last name. It's not like when you first told me about it, I pictured like the meat sweats.
No, SWETTS.
Yeah.
They're in Nashville. They are such a good, it's like Southern food. Oh.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm seeing you guys all talk about this, and I'm walking
you were VIP watching Ian McDermott.
Yeah.
What I'm looking forward to the most, I mean, obviously, it's always cool just hanging out with everyone. These are all my good friends and stuff like that. But getting Timothy Zahn a signature from him, and then just going to see what's on the floor, because as you know, I've got a pretty sizable collection of stuff. So.
You do, yes. Speaking about Funko Pops, Todd. So I called you Todd because I don't have the echo in my ears, which is somehow fucking with my brain. I didn't call you John. But the Funko Pop collection. Does Brian not have the biggest Funko Pop collection you've ever seen?
The biggest, I think the biggest Funko Pop.
He's got more Funko Pops than Steve Sansweet does.
Yeah.
At my Funko Pop collection, I probably got about 3,000 plus items. So
holy shit.
Hey,
Star Wars has about 600.
Sorry.
So.
And Andy from Miami's chiming in.
Andy,
your shirt is in the mail. It's not like a check. It really is in the mail.
Everyone have fun. I got to go.
Mine's on my bed right now.
Okay. Brian is leaving. Hey, we'll see you soon, Brian. We will see you at dinner with Jimmy Mack. You guys are leaving early, or you're going to do mischievous things in the backyard that you cannot do in the house.
No.
We're still waiting for you know what? I got producer Todd, producer Brian. I'm going to bring on a new producer. Bring on a new. Now, how do I do this? I'm going to remove
mute here, and I'm going to bring on my new producer, but a longtime supporter, Antonio from New Jersey. Antonio, welcome to the show, brother. Welcome
What's up,
back
guys?
to the show, I should say.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's awesome to be back. It seems like you guys are having a lot of fun down in Nashville. Oh, can you not hear me?
I can hear you now. I got so much technical bullshit going on. I unplugged the earbuds.
All right, cool.
Okay, Antonio, you're wearing a Yankees hat. I'm wearing a Rays hat. I got to ask you, brother, again, thank you for bumping up. Congratulations on your job situation. And thank you again for not only being a longtime supporter, you supported us during the 2020 pandemic Kickstarter era of Machtails from the Cantina, but you're now a producer of the show, and you're wearing a Yankees hat. We know you're a big Yankees fan. You've been on the postseason show we did last year. Yep. You had sent me an email because I said, how do you want your name to appear? Antonio Mangione, or do you want it to appear a different way?
Something.
Antonio Derek Jeter.
Mangione, that's right.
You said, you crazy son of a bitch. And I did it. That's your MVP credit. How do you feel about the Yankees start? I have no idea what the Yankees are doing right now, but obviously you do.
I mean, I'll say the bullpen, right? We're deep on that side. Our hitting started to come alive, but really the teams that we've been hitting against haven't been all that great. Nothing against Orioles or Tigers, but that being said, I think it's a lot more to go before we can even say who's the best in our division, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's early, right?
The East is crazy good. Even Red Sox, who are not doing so well right now, I wouldn't be surprised if they make a run sometime, right? So
yeah,
it is. It's too early, man. I'm a little nervous. It's way too early. But I will say, you know who I like the most? Oh, real quick, I really like IKF. Kiner Falafel. He came over with the Twins deal with Donaldson. Not a lot of people had a lot of faith in the kid, and he's been coming alive for us both defensively and offensively. Love seeing that sort of story.
You know what? My brother John Drake, that was just on the show with the Nerfer Council, he chimes in. He's still watching the show, and I love it because these people dedicate so much time to the show, like yourself and the guest that I had on formerly before you. He says the Yankee fans need to stop throwing crap at not the Indians, But the Guardians, did this happen recently?
Yep. You know how everyone has that one person in their family that they're part of your family, but if you could push them off a cliff and no one saw it, you might do it. Those were those Yankee fans.
But
There
this,
was that
but this,
incident where
this
they were
happened
throwing
this season.
beer cans. Yeah, they're just like a couple weeks ago or a week ago. Maybe
You
2
know,
weeks ago.
I
But I hate that sort of crap, man. Here's the worst part. Ready? You go
Yeah.
back and you watch it. There's like a kid who's 12 years old, a girl, Yankee fan, who's getting hit with the same stuff. She's getting, she's got to go over, hide away from the crowd with her dad. That's not why you watch baseball, right?
no,
That's not
no.
why you go to a game. Freaking roided out idiots.
You know what's funny? I thought 2020 was going to teach us a lesson to
No.
respect each other. And
No. No way.
I think we've been pent up for too long. You know, it's funny. I know you're a big music fan. One of the favorite shows that I did during the pandemic, and we did 20 mocktail episodes during the first season. And you were a Patreon member. I loved your episode because we talked not only about baseball, but we talked about music. Have you seen Vinyl yet?
Yeah. It is.
I'm a busy man. I cut that.
I was gonna say, sorry. Am I butt dialing you right now?
No. But you know what? That is my brother and producer of this show, Michael Wistock. I can't take my phone call right now. But he's a producer at Machtails from the Cantina.
You were supposed to call into the live stream.
Yeah, he meant to call into the live stream, and he knows I'm down here in Nashville. I don't.
Well, hey man, listen.
But you saw Vinyl, and when I saw Vinyl, I saw Bo Diddley in like episode 2, and I thought of you because I know you said you were a big fan of him.
Yeah.
And
I liked Vinyl, but it was too depressing for me, man.
Too depressing.
Everything. Yeah, it just seemed a little too much. That
is a good point because Vinyl was produced by Mick Jagger and Martin Scorsese, and I looked up why they canceled it.
Boy Scouts,
and that is exactly why they canceled the season. They didn't want to do anymore because it's literally a dumpster fire, a train wreck, and a boulevard of broken dreams. And
just not in your time right now.
I get that for sure. The funny thing is, the film came out in 2016. We know we were going to get super depressed in 2020, right?
Yeah, amen. That's why I'm playing Lego Star Wars, right? Like
that's why you're playing Lego Star Wars.
Nice and relaxed content, nothing too crazy.
Exactly. Now, I was thinking about you because I was watching the Rays game the other day, and we were playing Seattle, and our backup catcher hit a home run for his first hit. His first hit was a 2-run home run.
For him.
And there was a fan that got the ball in the audience. And they showed like some of the Rays personnel
trying to get the ball back.
Negotiating the ball back. And I told my wife, I'm like, I'd want season tickets. I'd want a team photo. I'd want a dinner with the manager.
Yeah, why not, man?
It doesn't work that way. But if you were at a Yankees game and if you got a ball from a backup catcher, okay, I don't want to say like if it was Derek Jeter's first home run and you didn't know he was becoming a legend, but he was an up-and-coming guy. Let's just say he's a backup guy. But his first hit was a 2-run homer.
Yeah.
What would you have negotiated for that ball?
Ooh. Backup catcher? I'm thinking of like our backup catchers. I probably could only get like a suite, upgraded to a suite at that game.
You know what?
You know
what? Though a suite upgrade at Yankee Stadium is kind of
not so bad. They'll still charge you for the drinks.
But what I would do if I was in your situation, I would say, hey, I want a suite upgrade now, and then I want suite tickets for the next game of my choice.
Yeah, that's actually what I was thinking, was that I would want to take a game on my birthday. So, by the way, I'm May 25th.
Game on your birthday,
May 25th. So a game on my birthday would be dope. Like
hell yeah. Ramping up your time on the show, and we're going to have you back on the show several times. Attack of the Clones turns 20.
Yeah.
What was your first impression of it when you saw it in 2002? And when was the last time you watched it, and how did you feel about it when you watched it again?
Yeah. All right. So when I first watched it, I was probably like 13, 14. So that was not necessarily some of the romantic side, we'll say, was not necessarily what I was looking for. So I kind of walked out of that a little, a little thrown off. But I really love the stuff with Obi-Wan Kenobi, just like the whole kind of investigation element that they had. That being said, going back and watching it, I'm a big fan of the prequels. I'm one of those people who like everything. I kind of like the sequels. I have my problems with it, but I can watch it and get along with it too, more or less. But when I watch the Attack of the Clones now, there's a lot of elements I definitely appreciate, especially because of the Clone Wars. So I tell you that show, the Clone Wars, is the savior in a lot of ways for between 2 and 3. 3 is great, but 2 and that time between 2 and 3 really fills it out.
Going back to music real quick.
Yeah, I got one for you real quick too.
I said that was my last question.
Don't worry.
But going back to music, what is the most listened to album? I know you're a big vinyl guy. What is the most listened to this year?
This year,
2022. For me, it's a band out of Sweden, the Helicopters. They put out their first album in 14 years. One of my top 5 favorite bands of all time. I've listened to that so much that it's in my dreams when I sleep. I mean, it's embedded in my brain at this point. And I know you sent me the newest Modest Mouse vinyl.
Yeah, that was really good. A lot of fun.
That was an awesome album. That album is always going to bring me back to the summer of 2021. But what are you listening to a lot of right now?
Ooh. Can I just give you 2?
Yo, 2 is great. 2, I only asked for 1, but I'll let you give me 2 because you're a producer of the show.
It's so hard. Yeah, because I'm a producer. I pay for that extra 1. So the Avalanches, We Will Always Love You, I think it's called. The Avalanches are a really great hip hop DJ duo out of Australia they came back and made, after a lot of years being away, came back and made this really great follow-up, and then came out with this album about the guy's struggle with actually alcoholism. And it is just this gorgeous album. Very good album. Highly recommend it. And then the other one is actually just Get Behind Me, Satan by White Stripes. My wife got me a very special one, special edition of the vinyl. So I've been playing that a lot, even though that's a pretty old record.
The first one by the Avalanches, right? Avalanches?
Yeah.
You said that's a thing, right? A lot of people, especially my brother Brad Riverdale, he said everything in moderation. You said it's a story about a struggle of alcoholism, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing, man. We love to drink on Machtails from the Cantina.
Yeah.
But we don't like to overdo it because we don't want it to be a struggle and a problem.
Amen. Like anything in life, moderation.
Like anything in life, man. I mean, it comes down to too much Star Wars, too much pornography, too much
Let's not throw that second one right in there right away. Hi, hon. Hi.
Too much of anything is
right. Exactly.
Is too much,
Yeah.
But
let's not real quick. Let's not end on a bad note or a sad note. I wanted to tell you guys, since you're out there in Nashville.
Yeah, it's right. We're ending on a vinyl note. You don't want to end on a vinyl note?
Yeah, exactly, man. I want to end on a vinyl note.
Hey, as a producer, I appreciate you and I love you for the.
Sorry, I gotta go.
Bringing us back up, right?
Yeah. Well, listen, because I know Brian will like this. You guys got to stop by Third Man Records. It's Jack White's vinyl record store, and
yes.
And it's just cool to see you can record your own little 7-inch 45 if you want them there, and it's totally doable. It's gotta go.
That is in the cards, and I gotta share with the audience that, and I gotta share with you.
Sorry.
He was on Stephen Colbert's show a couple days ago. He just put out a new record.
Yep.
And the coolest thing, bringing it back to baseball, he invented. Colbert said, "What did you do during the pandemic?" He goes, "I don't want to write any music." He said, my family had this history of working on furniture. So I just, because he owns a bat, manufacturing company. So he decided to build a chair that when you sit on it, it essentially farts out the smells of the leather of a glove and the smell of a bat. And I'm like, dude, that guy is a baseball nut. And he built
he
that
loves
in the
baseball.
corporate office of his baseball headquarters. And
That's so funny.
Hey, well, Antonio, thank you so
Great
much.
talking to you.
Always good talking to you. I'm definitely going to check out Third Man Records again, brother. I am so happy and so appreciative that you jumped on as a member, as a producer. You've been a member for a long time. So
show me some respect with that producer title. All right, guys.
Hey,
have a good one.
Happy Friday. Have a good weekend, man. Always good to check in with you. We'll see you on the next show, brother.
All right. See you soon.
Right. Take care. You know what? I have exerted my time here. A lot of people have left because Jimmy Mac invited us for dinner. But hey, perfect timing. Perfect timing, Joey.
Oh, what's going on?
Joey Pippen in the car, brother. I was just saying that I was running out of time, and you jumped on. Dude, I got to tell you, my listeners, okay, Joey is in the car in California. He has a beer podcast show, and he loves baseball. He loves Star Wars. He's like the West Coast Machtails from the Cantina.
Pretty much. Representing the West Coast.
Representing on the West Coast. Now, Joey, your event is Saturday, the weekend of Star Wars Celebration. I was on your show, which is funny. I was on your show before you were on mine.
Yeah.
And again, dude, the timing is impeccable. I mean, it's perfect timing that you just jumped on when I was looking to fill some more time. But everybody went to dinner with Jimmy Mac. I will be late to the party, but I will be the last one to leave. Now, your event on Saturday, you are not doing a live show, but you are doing. It's more of a party and a meet and greet and gathering, yes?
Yeah, it's going to be more of a meet and greet, more of a hangout, wind down from a long Saturday, a celebration. So it's going to be at Rad Beer Company. It's about a few miles away from City Center and all that. And it's a newer brewery. They're also celebrating their 1 year anniversary. So they're one of the newer ones in the area. But they're going to have a food truck. I'll have details on that real soon. There's a nice little patio area. They might block it out for us, but they're excited that we're getting going to be there. But just hang out, meet Star Wars fans, meet some beer drinkers, and some local people, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
I feel like we're kind of doing carpool karaoke right now.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, it's amazing that you joined the show. You're driving. It just shows the dedication. And I want to thank all my guests on tonight's show, from all the producers to all the guests, to just, being part of their Friday afternoon, evening, wherever you're at, waiting behind in the green room. Now, Joe, your show is called Fresh Hop Podcast, correct?
Yes.
Fresh Hop Podcast.
Yes.
You guys are doing the event at Rad Beer called Hop Wars. Hop Wars. It's going to be a freaky Star Wars thing. Now, when you told me that you guys were going to be doing a contest of beer chugging, I want to bring on my good friend. I love this guy. He's been a supporter of mine for a long time. Joey, I know you're driving. I know it's going to be hard to watch. You're coming to a stop. I can kind of see the traffic slowing down. But my
slowing down here.
Rich Brendel here from Wisconsin is joining us tonight. You should give this guy the prize because watch this guy.
Here we go.
All right, Rich, let's see.
What's up, guys? Chut and choo choo. So before I do this, I had to stand up because I never do the chug sitting down. I don't know why, but I got to do this one. I got to do this one in tribute of Tyler Page. So I know John Drake was on earlier, and one time he called Tyler Page a pussy on Machtails. So this is a cheers to Tyler because he's one of my closest friends. Not being a pussy. Cha-cha and choo-choo.
Impressive.
Now, Rich, that was impressive. Now, Rich, brother, now, what did you drink? You didn't even tell us what you drank.
Oh, that was... Oh, man. Just a minute. I'll have to go back and look that up.
Ladies and gentlemen.
It's a new one. It's a newer one.
I do want to clear the air about my good friend John Trey calling my good friend Tyler Page a pussy, and my good friend Rich Brendel calling him on. I want to clarify the air. Joey, you were literally in the middle of this.
Yeah.
So this is a local brew. It's from Madison Ale Asylum. It's Sticky McDougal's. Scotch Ale.
From Wisconsin.
Sticky McDougal's
It looked like a
Scotch Ale from Madison.
Rich, I love you, brother. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. Joey, you got to give the guy a prize, right?
He's in the chug contest. I'm going to do a random drawing. I'm going to do a random drawing for the contestants. I'm guessing I'm picking about 5 to 6 chuggers, but you're in. So
nice.
You got to have my brother Rich in, man.
Absolutely.
So we're part of a beer chat, and he always does this like it'll be like a Wednesday, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna drink this whole beer in 30 seconds," and I'm like, "How the fuck you do it?"
I tried to start a tradition of other people doing it too on Fridays. Call it Chugga Chugga Choo Choo Friday. The choo choo is from Barry Harmon because he like trains. So
yes.
my co-host Alex, he's celebrating his wedding this whole weekend, so that's why he's not with us. But he does a lot of virtual chugs on Instagram on the weekends and stuff. So I'll put you, if you're on Instagram, there's a bunch of chuggers around the country just chatting and chugging.
Ooh.
So
chatting and chugging.
I'll pass along that information when I run into you.
Concoction right there. So, you know, I feel like I'm the only one left in the rental house down in Nashville. But you know what? I'm not the. I have a show to run here, and that is the most important. Rich, I love you, brother. I will see you at Celebration. I will see you on my birthday.
Man. We'll see you then.
Morning, man. Thanks again, brother.
We'll see you on the flight.
Cheers, man. So, Joey, the coolest thing about being on your show, before I left, you guys played a game with me. And I'm like, oh my God.
Oh,
not only do these guys love baseball, they love beer, they love Star Wars, but they also like to play games. And since you're driving, I thought this was kind of an appropriate game to drive, to play with you. If you were driving a Cantina alien home, let's say you're Star Wars Lyft, your Star Wars Uber.
Okay.
Who is the one guy that you get excited about coming up for a ride home from the Moss Eisley Cantina?
Oh man, so this is a newer character we've been introduced to. In Book of Boba Fett, we know he can handle his liquor and likes to get rowdy after. It would be Chrysanthemum the Wookiee. I think that'd be pretty badass. So,
but you know, is it? I could see Chrysanthemum hanging out at the Moss Eisley Cantina at some point, right?
Oh yeah, he was throwing down drinks at the cantina before he beat up all those Trandoshians. So
yes. So this is kind of a good tie into my next question. What drinking establishment would you like to go to after you get off a job? Looks like you're coming home from work. You told me the Outlander Club from Attack of the Clones, the Moss Eisley Cantina from A New Hope, or the Navarro Cantina from The Mandalorian. Where are you going for a drink right now, Joey?
That is tough. I would have to go with the OG Cantina, Moss Eisley. They got the great music. They got the diverse crowd. I feel like somebody in Navarro would be looking to backstab me. So definitely Moss Eisley.
I think you're gonna have more fun at the Moss Isley Cantina. The Outlander Club seems to be a little bit too
Vegasy.
Yeah, too Vegasy. Yes.
Yeah.
Too Vegasy, and the Navarro, Cantina seems to be a place like if you're not a local drinking there every day, they're all gonna turn their heads.
Exactly.
And look at you. Who would you like to have a drink with at the Moss Isley Cantina? Like, whose table are you going to sit at? What Cantina alien are you seeking out there?
Oh man. Man, let's see. You know what? I want to again stick with a newer character from Book of Boba Fett just because she was super pretty, but Madame Garza, you know.
Is Madame Garza going to find her way to the Moss Isley Cantina?
You know, actually, I'll stick to the same species, but a different character. One of my favorite characters, Hera from Rebels.
Hera from Rebels. Okay. Yeah. Now we're talking expanded universe here.
Yeah.
Hera is hanging out at the Moss Isley Cantina. Joey, thank you so much for jumping on the call from the car, from the road.
Yeah.
Again, I want to remind and recommend, Joey, your event at Red Beer Company. It's a free event, yes?
Yes, free event. Welcome to all ages. If it is a Star Wars Celebration after party, so you come in with your badge. We're going to have a little bit of a raffle. Nothing huge, but just a little thank you from me and Alex. Some merchandise from and not from Celebration. So come and win some stuff. If you're not at Celebration, but you're in the area and you show up in Star Wars, T-shirt, hat, just representing, you will also get a raffle ticket for a prize. So all are welcome. And yeah, it's going on for about 2 hours, but yeah, just pretty chill, pretty relaxed, and good place to meet new friends.
If people are chugging beer, I don't know how chill and relaxed that's going to be.
Well, it'll just be one round. We'll just
But all right, Joey, I'm looking forward to seeing you in the flesh at Celebration, man.
Oh yeah, me too. I'm glad we've connected, and beer, baseball, and Star Wars is nothing better. We'll see you at the baseball game too.
I got to give a shout out to a good friend, somebody that's staying in the house with us this weekend, John Zancanaro. He's a fan of yours. He's a fan of mine. He's kind of completed the circle. Again, check out Joey's podcast, Fresh Hop Podcast. It's accessible anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere you listen to your favorite podcasts. Our big ones are Spotify, Apple, Stitcher. So
you guys love beer. You guys are watching Machtails. Head over to Joey's.
Yes.
Again, it's a collaboration. It's sharing the love in the community. Joey, have a safe drive. Have a safe drive home. Have a happy weekend, brother. Thank you again for chiming in, man.
Yeah, you too. I'll see you soon.
Take care. See you in Anaheim. I do want to bring on my good friend John Drake. John, it's crazy that happened, but to have my show producer Antonio from New Jersey not have me end his crazy moment on a vinyl note, on a Debbie Downer. I love my brother Rich Bennell. John, I love you. I have to say that, John, I want to remind you, because you've been drinking like me, I want to remind you there you go. I was going to remind you to do that, but I love hearing that laugh. So
remember, Chris is not high.
I am not high. No, and I'm here with producer Todd, not John.
Yeah.
We're coming full circle here. We're going to chime in with Mark Thrasher on the next episode. I let him wait too long. He was going to do some show and tell. There's always another possibility and opportunity for that. But John, I think what happened, and I want to clear the air a little bit, because we all love each other here on Mocktails from the Cantina. My brother Rich had said that you called Tyler a pussy simply because of baseball rivalry. And this ties in simply with the conversation that me and producer Antonio were talking about. You guys are in the AL Central. He's a Sox fan. You're an Indians fan. I will never call them the Guardians.
We don't either. We don't either.
For how many fucking years? So I told my brother Tyler, I said, dude, and the funny thing, John, he's a good friend of mine, and I'm a good friend of yours. He said,
Yes.
and Tyler knows that, and he goes, dude, John Drake was in my dreams last week. Like, and I'm like, dude, you need to have a beer and a smoke with my brother John Drake and his brother AJ, and everything's going to be fine with the universe, fine with the universe. So
if it's a rivalry thing, if I'm like, you're a pussy, whatever, like that's just literally just sports bullshitting. That's all it is. Oh yeah.
And you know what? It's a baseball rivalry, and we instigate. Sometimes we instigate the baseball fan rivalries on Machtails from the Cantina.
Well, I mean, and let's be clear, we just swept the Sox like a week ago, but we suck. So
I think everybody swept the Sox for like 3. The Sox went on like an 8-game losing streak.
Yeah, well, we're on a 6-game losing streak, so there you go.
Somebody needs to unplug the socks and plug them back in.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to unplug the socks and plug them back in. Kind of like what I've been doing here tonight with the earbuds, the microphone. Hey, I'm looking forward to a great night. John, thanks again, brother. Love you. Looking forward.
Love you too, brother.
Not looking forward, but super excited to go in the danger zone with you and your brother AJ in Anaheim.
Dude, we're gonna come see you on the 25th when you get in at the house. You invited us over. We're gonna come there before we go to the Boonta. So the first time we ever hang out in person is gonna be on your birthday. I think that's really cool.
Okay, well, John, I kind of changed the plans a little bit. I am gonna come to you on my birthday. I'm gonna come to you and just make sure you're at the Boot to Eve Classic early.
So you have altered the deal?
Yes. Pray I don't alter
Yes.
Yes. So I'm going to double dip, as we say in the baseball world. I am going to double dip with going to the Boot to Eve Classic because I got to tell you, man, Todd, I know you're not going to Celebration, but I got to bounce this off of you. I got to bounce this off of John. I am an autograph collector. There are several people at the Boot to Eve Classic, like you said, all these guest stars signing autographs that have not been officially released on official picks.
Yep.
So I'm going to go there in the beginning for the autographs, hand out some buttons. I don't have any. I have a bag upstairs. I don't have any with me now. But it's May 25th, the real Star Wars Day. Mocktails from the Cantina. John, I'm going to come to you. I'm going to leave early because I got to head over to the RFR Bash. But make sure you're in the Boot to Eve Classic as soon as the doors open, brother.
We're gonna be there. We're gonna be there at 6 o'clock because we want to get a table. Because I'm in the karaoke competition. I'm actually opening the karaoke competition. I have to go on first.
I didn't feel as an opener. You're usually a headliner.
You know what? You know what, man? I get to set the bar. I guess I get to set the bar.
John, what are you going to open with?
I am going to open with "Your Love" by The Outfield.
Ooh.
By The Outfield?
It's a bold choice.
That is a bold choice. The Outfield? Really?
Dude, people love it. Dude, look, whenever you go play a show and you go, "Josie's on a vacation far away," the whole place goes, "Wah!" Like, it's a huge song, man. It's a huge song.
You belt it out like that, and you're gonna get a lot of good crowd reaction.
You gotta raise the bar pretty high.
Well, that's why I need a table up front because I also plan on doing some showmanship things. You know, hopefully nobody from the competition is watching. But they're now. I don't want to tell tales out of school, but I've heard a rumor that the Vandalorian is going to have a very special duet going on. So, you know, your buddy Sean.
Yeah,
Sean
Sean's gonna steal the show. Sean always steals this show.
Yep.
I've never heard Sean sing before.
Brad Riverdale asks, do you guys know the answer to this question? What made Milwaukee famous?
Well,
drinking. Milwaukee's beast.
Yes.
I think Brad's talking about. He said Wisconsin folk know how to drink, and I told him that I was in Wisconsin in 2013 in Oshkosh for the Rock USA Festival, and Van Halen headlined. I was backstage. And I actually got to pretend to be Dawkins' stage manager that day, which was a whole nother story. But, yeah, I drank with Wisconsin people. He's like, yeah, Wisconsin folk know how to drink. I'm like, yeah, they do. Yeah, I was there.
for drinking made Wisconsin fans.
Yeah.
Apparently so.
That and Alice Cooper did in Wayne's World.
Yes. Yeah.
Milwaukee is El Campo. Good man.
Well, that's Alice Cooper's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. Kind of coming full circle. My brother that jumped on at $2, Matt Meek. He just got floor tickets for Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper was in vinyl, and that's another thing we love to do here on Machtails. We love to connect the fucking dots, and that's exactly what we just did. John, I love you, brother. Have a good weekend.
Love you too, man.
Hi, my friend.
Take care, brother.
Todd, I want to wrap up your time.
All right.
I feel like everybody's left with us.
Yeah, we're the only.
We're the only ones here. We're the only ones at the house.
They said, you're the new guy. You get to stay with Chris and close out the show.
I'm the new guy, or you're the new guy?
Me.
You're the new guy.
Me,
Okay.
I'm the new one in the group.
You're the new. Well, I don't know. I feel like you've been here forever.
Just a year.
Just a year.
Just a year.
So producer Todd Sedlak is my. Are you my DD tonight?
I hope not.
I hope not either. Todd, I am looking forward to. I got to tell you, I have this list that I prepared in the car. Thank you for driving, by the way. I want to run through this list before we end the show. You know what? Let's do this real quick because I know it's going to take. Why don't you pick the winner? Pick the winner out of the hat. I don't have the tins with me because I didn't want to damage the tins. For those of you that have been tuning into the live show for a long time, we do the tins. Jeff Ellis. Jeff, are you tuning in live? Jeff from California, San Francisco. I know you're going to be at the RFR Bash. I'm going to put that aside. I'm waiting for you in the chat. Rich Brendel says, man, I wish I could have been there with you guys in Nashville. You know what? I think a little bit of me would have been saying that if I did not call producer Todd last night at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
I think I would have had some FOMO. Wistock. You know what? Because Wistock called in on the show, I'm going to give him the prize. Right. He didn't need to tune in live. Todd, I'm excited about the Kenner panels this weekend.
Yeah, there's two of them on Sunday, I believe.
Two on Sunday.
Yeah, yeah, and there's a lot of, you didn't get to see the floor yet, and there's a lot of great stuff on the floor. A lot of good vintage stuff that you'll be interested in, and a lot of it, some of it, the boxes aren't as great, so maybe they wouldn't display well in the curios.
Are they that damaged?
Some are, but it's typical.
Yeah, I feel like the more pristine the box is, the more you're going to pay for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I was telling you earlier, there's a couple of the original on the Star Wars cards, not on the Empire Strikes Back cards, Boba Fett's.
Yes. $7,500.
$7,500.
$7,500.
There's some of the prices of some of the vintage stuff is really, really shocking, but it's amazing that some of this stuff is 3 and 4 decades old.
Yeah, right.
And the condition it is in, and like the cards aren't yellowed, and it's so really interesting to kind of take a look, see it all.
And you would also say, and I got to wrap this show up with chiming in about ICC because we're here in Nashville.
Right.
This is a collector's convention
primarily
with guests.
Yes.
So I don't know if that was the wisest decision for me to make, because for some of you guys that have been watching Inside the Wampa Cave, I've been collecting shit nowadays. So is there room in your car for me to buy shit?
Oh, sure. We'll make room for you. If we need to, we can strap Tyler to the hood of the Jeep, a la Family Vacation.
Well, we can strap Tyler to the hood of the Jeep. Again, ICC Con, for those of you that are not here, I got to rub this in their face. Ian McDermott and Anthony Daniels, they're doing a panel tomorrow that's the exact same as the overly crowded Star Wars Celebration. So the fact that they're doing the same thing, I get that I can check that off my bucket list.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And it was great. Like, I can't remember if I said this earlier, but I was in in the VIP welcome to the con thing, and Ian McDiarmid was the host of that, and he did like a 10-minute spiel, and
are you gonna release some exclusive information as a VIP holder? but he told you. I mean, don't tell me you're gonna save it for Rebel Force Radio.
Okay, all right. Fine. Jimmy Mack can hurt me at the restaurant, but if I understood Ian correctly, he, in a very roundabout, not so roundabout way, hinted at an appearance in some shape or form in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series of Emperor Palpatine.
Well, we got to wrap it up on that note. I want to thank you guys, thank all my guests, thank all my Patreon supporters, all you guys. Thank you. I love you all. To quote Ozzy Osbourne, got to do the peace signs with that. We will catch you guys next time, wherever it will be, whenever it will be. It's going to be live from Celebration for sure. But we're going to do some things from inside the Wampa Cave. Be sure to tune in, impromptu weekday style. Always a drink in hand. Remember, only drink it for 21 and over. Drink responsibly. I got to end it there. Hey, thank you so much. We will catch you guys next time on Machtails from the Cantina. So long, everybody. And I'm out of beer.